This is episode number 91, the 4 best weight loss tips. Welcome everybody to another episode here in Body and Mind Transformation by Custom Body Fitness. Today I'm going to share with you 4 tips for you to lose weight. Not only to lose weight, but to permanently keep that weight off and transform your body. Remember, the tips that I give you, they're not superficial. They're not just lose weight fast and then regain the weight again. This is for you to, once you lost the weight and you transform your body, you get to keep that body, you get to keep that weight off. So I ask you to please get a notepad, get a pen, and start writing down those tips that I'm gonna give you right now. So without further introduction, let's listen to the talk. At CBF, we know that for you to change your body, you need to change your mind. Exercise and eating healthy is only part of the plan. We care about our members as we care about our family, because our members become our family. It is not about competition, but support. It is not about being the strongest or the fastest, but about you defeating your negative self. It is about working together and making the task challenging and have fun. By the end, what matters is not how hard the session was, but that you take control of your mind so you can take control of your body. My name is Sandro Torres, and I'm happy you are part of our family. Welcome to Custom Body Fitness. Before we begin, I just want to let you know that this video is only for people who's ready to lose weight, transform their body, tone their body, and change their life. If you're not ready to do any of that, this video is not for you. You're gonna get bored, it's not gonna help you, and you might disagree with me, which I don't mind you disagreeing, but it's not gonna help you at all. What I want is this video to help you get results to lose weight. So if you're ready to do anything of that, this is a good video for you. So let me begin by telling you that there's a couple things that we need to talk about when we're talking about losing weight. I got a picture from one of the members saying that what people think that is lose weight is actually losing weight is exercising and dieting. And she sent a graph, okay, which is the most things that we find people saying, 80% dieting and 20% exercising. And then another graph. There is another, it's of course a circle with mindset, exercising, habits, and blah, 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 with different percentage in every single graph. So yes, losing weight, it's very simple. It's only exercise and eating healthy, which is going to be the most part. Yes, but the other graph is actually true. It's not that simple. Otherwise, it will be so easy for many people to lose weight. And many people struggle with it. It's not impossible. It's very simple. But many people struggle with them. And I'm going to tell you why. And I'm going to tell you how to fix that. Many of our members, they come and see me because they want to achieve that. They're trying to lose weight before, they're trying to lose their tone, they're trying to tone their body before and things like that, and they're not able to do it. Until they come to Custom Body Fitness, then they get those results. However, yes, that's true. I have some other members that it is difficult for us to deliver those results, even though we work hard to help them get there, because everything begins within you. If you're not open to learn, if you're not open to do the extra work, you're not going to be able to do those results. For example, if you go to school and if you're going to become a lawyer, you can pay years and years and years of schooling, and then the teacher is going to do his or her to teach you what you need to learn, but you need to put the effort to learn and then get your degree and then learn about the things that you have to litigate, or you have to present to the lawyer, or you have to research and things like that. The teacher is not going to do it for you. However, how many people go to school and they end up doing another job and something they don't like to do? And it's because they're not ready to do the extra work they need to do for them to become that lawyer. So the same thing goes with weight loss. for you to be able to lose that weight that you've been wanting to lose, I'm here to help. But yes, you need to put off your part. And sometimes, even though I put you the whole plan perfectly, there is some limitations that you got in your head that is not helping you to get those results. So that's what I'm going to talk about right now. I'm going to talk about those limitations. And if you get a notepad and start writing this down, it's going to help you big time to get results. So don't waste your time watching this video, and just because it sounds exciting, only because it's me or because I have delivered results and you want to be motivated, it's not about motivation. Motivation is not going to do anything to you. What is really going to do something for you to lose weight, it's going to be your discipline. So get a notepad, get a pen, start writing down those things that I'm going to tell you right now, so you can start planning your weight loss. So let's begin about the first thing. The first thing I think is that many people have limitation is fear. Fear about changing their life, fear about working, fear about pushing, fear about getting out of the comfort zone. Because anything that is worth it, it does cost. It's hard, and it's some kind of effort. Now, let's talk about that. There is a guy called Jim Rohn. He's dead, but he was one of the best, amazing personal development guys. And you can search for him, and you learn a lot of things from him. He said that there's gonna be pain no matter what decision you take. If you take a decision not to succeed or a decision to succeed, you're gonna have pain. So let's talk about that a little bit. And then we go a little bit more deep into fear, which I'm touching that when I'm talking about this little tip. So let's say right now the problem is that many of the things that you're doing is invisible in your present in the moment. So let's talk about that a little bit more. Let's say you decide to eat junk food today, and you eat junk food tomorrow and the next day and after, and etc. You're gonna go 6 months without seeing any detrimental results in your body, because things don't happen overnight. It takes time for it to happen, and for it to happen, it's the little things that you're doing every day that's gonna accumulate for you to get the results that you're looking for. So if you're eating that junk food, and let's say every week you add in 200 calories more. Remember that to gain a pound, it's 3,500 calories. So if you do the math, every year you're gonna be gaining weight. It's not gonna be the next month, it's not gonna be the 2 months after the 3, but you're gaining little by little. When you notice, you're gonna be 30-40 pounds heavier. But the thing is that you don't see that in the future. That junk food is giving you pleasure in the moment. Sitting in front of the TV, on your phone, spending hours, yeah, it's gonna relieve out of your stress in the moment, etc. And you're not gonna see the results in the moment. But if you continue doing it, you're gonna become addicted to it. In the long term, it's gonna add up. By the end, 2-3 years later, 4 years later, you're gonna have those extra pounds, and you're gonna say, how did I get this fat? And the problem is that you don't think about the search choices that you're making every single day. So once we make those choices and we become fat, if we can collapse that time, and let's say today you eat something like a candy bar, and by tomorrow you gain the weight, I bet you gain like 30-40 pounds, I bet you're not gonna eat another candy bar in your life again. But the problem doesn't happen like that, right? If you, for example, let's say you playing on the phone and you're not progressing, you're not exercising, and your body's getting weaker, and then your lower back start hurting, then you start finding other pains, and then you don't have the energy, you run a couple stairs and you feel out of breath, and you say, I'm getting old. Of course you're getting old, because you're not using your body. Those choices are accumulating in the long term. So it is easy to eat the junk food. It is easy for you to be on the phone, for you to watch the TV and things like that, but in the long term, it's gonna bring you pain. It costs you. Every single thing that you do, it costs you in the long term. Now, let's think about the opposite. Let's think about you cooking. Yes, cooking and eating the healthy foods. Broccoli that doesn't taste the best, that you just don't have that sweetness, flavor, and that doesn't throw the dopamine. You just eat that broccoli and you get nothing out of that. Nothing in the way of pleasure, but you're getting a lot of nutrients. And let's say you're going to go to exercise. In the moment, it's painful. It's painful. But in the long term, it's so rewarding because you get in the body that you want to get, you fit into the clothes you want to fit, you have the strength, your body is young, you have the stamina, you can do anything out there. And you don't get old. Yeah, chronically you're getting old, but your body is not getting old because you have everything that a young person 20 years younger than you does. You have than that person that is younger because you're not losing that muscle mass. You put in the right nutrients in your body. So the fear of us going through that pain, the fear of us of giving the first step, the fear of us of changing our life, the fear of us of leaving everything behind, or junk food, or cell phone, like stop being on social media for hours, or start watching TVs or paparazzi or whatever you like to watch and spend hours right there. Instead of watching other people's success, you can start working on your success. Have you think about watching the Super Bowl, which I'm not saying there is absolutely nothing wrong with watching the Super Bowl, but following every single game, you could be working on yourself. Instead of making somebody else succeed, you can be working on your success. So instead of spending that time on following somebody else, you can start working on yourself, so you can develop the things that you want to develop. So the first thing is fear. Don't be afraid of leaving your past in the past. Let it go. Become a new person. It's gonna pay off in the future. The second thing are your beliefs. So let's talk about a little bit about your past again, and friends. Yes, I think our friendship has to do everything with the way we live, the way we express the things that we do. All the environments do come and affect the way we live. If I hang out with people that like to exercise, that like to read, that like to progress, I actually have an amazing friend, and we don't spend a lot of time together, but when we spend it together, we spend such a great quality time because he helps me to progress. He's always asking me how's my relationship. He's always asking me about my investment. He's asking me about my exercising, about my time. If I ever need anything, I know I can count with him. But he's always pushing me. He's never asked me to go drink with him. He's never asked me to go and I can think about anything that I can do that is not helping me progress. But that's drinking, for example. He never asked me those things. He asked me things that is going to help me progress. The same thing when I'm with him. When we together, we talk about things that are going to help you progress, about investment, about things that we do right, the things that we do wrong, about sometimes when we go into difficult times, emotional things, we tell ourselves each other the things that we're going through, so we can, because I understand that he understands me and he wants the best for me. Instead of doing something that they just go and party and garden in the house just for not to enjoy each other, but just to forget about our reality and just wasting time. Instead of having those friends, find friends that really help you. There is also friends, if you want to call them friends, they don't want you to progress because they don't want to do the extra step. So they see that you're becoming better, they see that you're losing weight, they see that you're learning, they see that you're progressing. So they're gonna do everything they can for you to keep you down to their level, because they don't want to take the other step for them to actually follow, to come up with you and actually grow with you. And these people who don't want you to grow, it's not because they're mean, it's because they're lazy. And because they're lazy and they don't want to do the extra work, they want you to stay there because they don't want to feel less. And I'm not saying be mean with your friends and things like that, but you need to actually put up barrier between you and that person, because that person, instead of helping you grow, it's going to pull you down. It's going to be more difficult. And even though you don't believe it, you can say to yourself, I have control over this. I can hang out with this person, and whatever he or she says or whatever is not going to affect me. But in the subconscious level, it does affect you. Remember that everything that your body does, it's a conscious and subconscious level. And the subconscious level is something that you can control in the present. When people talk, whatever you watch, whatever you do, it comes into the subconscious. In the future, it comes out. For example, sounds... lately, I had some songs in my head that I listened to them, let's say 15, 20 years ago, and I haven't listened to those songs in a while. And sometimes I'm lonely thinking, and all of a sudden, those songs comes out of my head. And that's if it makes me think about everything that I learned about my subconscious level. If I can think about that song that I haven't listened to in 15 years and comes and repeats into my head the words and everything, that means that what other people said, what I have read, what I have learned, etc., it does come out of my subconscious. And if I don't have control of it, and it will affect the way I think, the things that I do. So it's very important that you take control over your environment. So the other thing that I want to talk to you about is decisions. Decisions is what it makes you, nothing else. You want to have a better future. You want to be able to change your body. These are what is going to help you to change your body. It's going to be the decisions that you're making. And now, yes, you can think about what are those decisions that you're going to make. It's about every single decision you're making every day. It's not about the big decisions. It's about every single small decision. Yeah, you're not a morning person. Nobody's a morning person. We become a morning person because our desire to change is so powerful that we're willing to wake up early to do the extra things that we want to do to deliver the results that we want. Successful people in every single area of their life are successful because they're willing to get up at 4 in the morning, 5 in the morning, go for a run in the morning. I have seen so many people run at 5 in the morning in the middle of the winter that I'm so impressed with these people, and I see them every day when I drive. It's because they have that desire. Many of us just stay in bed, sleeping, and then we wonder why we overweight. That's one of the decisions. Another decision is cooking at home, eating your breakfast, choosing the right foods, spending more money on your food. Then we're gonna talk about money in a moment, about your health, money. But in this, right now, we're gonna continue talking about the decisions that you're making. So think about that. Think about that decision that you're making every day. And then, not only on your food, on your exercise, it's about the way you think. Once again, who you decide to hang out with, the things that you read. Every single decision is going to accumulate in the future. Let's put this as an example. I just mentioned about you gaining 200 calories every week. It adds up for you in years. So the same thing goes the other way. If you decide to get up early to go for a run, to cook, etc., and you cut your calories by exercising and by eating the right foods, everything is going to add up in the future. In 5 years, you're going to be losing weight only because you're cutting your calories, because you decide to get up early. Yes, it is difficult to get up early, but it's a decision that you're willing to make to become a better person in the future. But once again, that's going to pay off. Yeah, you're going to go through pain in the morning. Like, yeah, waking up in the middle of in the morning, getting your shoes on and then going for a run. Yes, it's painful, it's difficult. Then coming from work and then getting into a gym, a facility, studio, group training, whatever you do, and then start lifting weights is not simple. It requires a lot of energy, and with that comes a little bit of pain, but it's okay. You're gonna have more energy, you're gonna be more alive, you're gonna get more things done every day, and in the future you're gonna avoid more diseases. You're gonna have that young body, like I said before, and everything is gonna pay off. You don't have to be wishing, because a lot of people wish they could do things, and then comes the last day of their life and they wish, I wish I would have done to the gym. I wish I would have lost this weight. I wish I could have go hiking with my friends if I only had the power, the passion for me to go exercise so I can lose this weight. I wish I could have done that. I wish I could enjoy my daughter, my grandsons, and etc. Don't wish for anything in your last day. Do it right now. That's the whole point of living life. You only get to live once. Once you only get to live. And then by your last day, you're going to be regretting about what I could have done this. Get up in the morning, get for a run, cook your breakfast, find the right foods, spend the right money on your right foods. Now that we're talking about money, one of the things that I learned is how to invest my money. Many people waste their money. And when I say waste their money is, okay, the new iPhone comes on, the new phone comes on, and they have a different features that we don't even need to survive. We need a phone to communicate, but we want this style, we want that has this extra stuff, we want this and whatever, and it costs it costs a couple hundreds more, even $1,000 more than the phone that we have. But because we want to look cool, but because we want the future, because we want to stay on top of the cell phone industry, we buy the phone. That's a waste of money, and especially when we can afford that, but we want to do that, right? Then the other phone comes out and then we go back again and do that. That's a waste of money once again. If you want to invest your money, you want to invest this in something that returns money to you. You want to invest it in your family, go on a vacation with your family, things like that. You want to invest it on your health. It's super important that you invest in your health. Some people come to my training and they say, I can't afford that much money. You can't afford that much money, and every weekend you go and waste so much money on clubs, on eating out, etc. You spend between $300 to $500 every weekend, and you can pay a group training fee monthly. That's not true. You don't want to afford it, which is different. It's more important to you to go and spend money on things that are not going to help you in the future than in your health. The same thing goes with food. I see people buying a Starbucks and they go buy, and those drinks are expensive. $3, $5, $7, you name it. And they go every day. You add up that by the end of the month, it's good money, but they have the money for that, but they can't buy organic eggs because it's too expensive, because it's $50 cents more or $1. It's ridiculous, honestly. You need to spend your money in your health. If your health is so important for you, think about where you're spending your money and think about the subconscious things that you're doing. Start writing down where you're spending your money and where it's important for you to invest your money. So think about that. And the last point that I want to talk to you about is about being committed. Nobody has achieved anything if you're not committed to something. Many people tell me that I'm all in, I'm all out. Yes, and thanks to that, I have gotten a lot of results in many areas of my life, because I'm not afraid of being committed to something. If it's gonna work, it's gonna work. If it doesn't work, doesn't work. For example, right now, we just opened a third location. We are in Carbondale, we are in Glenwood, and we opened another location by Willits Basalt. That's when we opened a third location. I have many things going on. I'm on the stress because I have other things that I have invested in, and which is not easy. It requires money, and it requires effort, it requires my time, it requires... I'm working. I would get up early, and since the first minute that I wake up to the last thing that I'm going to sleep, I'm super stressed because I have a lot of things to do, but I'm committed to it. I'm not halfway like, maybe I should lease the place, maybe not. Maybe I should do this, maybe not. I'm not sure if I should be doing it. You have to go all in. Whatever you do, you have to go all in. If it happens, you made it happen. If it doesn't happen, it's okay. That's life. But at least you know you did your best. At least you know you were committed to it. At least you know that it's not your fault because you were all in. If it didn't happen because the list didn't go through, if it didn't happen because you didn't have many members, if it didn't happen because I wasn't a capable leader or whatever, then okay, that's fine. I learned out of all those mistakes, but at least I was whole committed. And that's one of the things that have given me results in all areas of my life, is that I'm committed. I'm all in, all in, all in. I'm very strong, and I'll go for it. If I fail, I fail. If it happens, happens. That's one of the things that I think I have. The fears that I have cured those fears by taking action and being all in. So if you're gonna commit to change your body, don't go halfway and say, oh, I'm gonna try for a month, I'm gonna try for 3 months, let's see if this year's happen. No, make it happen. Commit to it. Commit to yourself. One of the things that make you weak, one of the things that make you don't like yourself, one of the things that you don't like, say you don't like yourself, is because you break your commitments to yourself. And because you break your commitments to yourself, you lie to yourself, and you don't like yourself because of that. Instead of doing that, and you're afraid of making the next decision, because the less committed you are, the more afraid you are to things. So I'm not saying you have to make a big commitment, like make a huge contract for you to go to the gym, or commit to run every day an hour in the morning. You don't have to make those big commitments. Make a small commitment. Make the commitment to eat your breakfast. Make the commitment to go to the supermarket and buy the right food and cook at least once, twice a week. Make the commitment to stop drinking. Make the commitment to go and exercise 3 times a week. Only one commitment, but make sure that commitment that you made, make sure you are all in that small commitment. And I want to close this talk by talking to you about one thing that it makes sense, and I want you to think about it. Everything that you have worked for, everything that you have achieved, your relationship, your business, your career, your body, anything that you can think about how good it is, anything. We're talking about your house, your car, even material things, whatever. You don't own anything of that. Absolutely nothing. You rent it. And the rent is due every day. So once you get a nice body, you lose the 10 pounds, the 20 pounds, you tone your body, don't you think that it's over? You just got to the top of the mountain. Now you have to stay there. And to stay there, you have to pay the dues every day, which is maintaining, to maintenance your body. You have to exercise. You have to continue with your new habits. That's your new life. That's your new you. You're never going to go to the back person. Think about it. For you to become better is not the things that you get, including your body, is not the things that you get. It's because you have to become better. And that person that you become better, that's the new you. If you go back to who you used to be, then you're going to lose everything again, and you're going to go back to the same. So think about it. I hope this helps. Change your body. I hope you get something out of this, because that's my goal. My goal is to help you understand that this is not easy, such as exercising and diet. Okay? It's more than that. You need to stop being afraid. You need to commit to the things that you do. You need to make the right decisions, and you need to spend the money in the right place so you can have that nice body for life. Thank you so much for following us. If you think somebody else is going to benefit from this video, a friend, anything that you think is going to hear, needs to listen to this video, please share it, comment. You can disagree with me. You can say that I'm too strong. You can say that I'm too rude. You can say anything. I can take it. So please comment in this video. You can also say nice thing if you want to. I know everybody tells me that I'm a nice guy. So thank you so much. Talk to you later. So there you have it. Those are the tips that I recommend you start with. Those are the best tips, and like I mentioned before, these tips are for you to lose weight permanently, for you to transform your body and never regain the weight again. So let's summarize the 4 tips. remember, the first one is conquer your fears. Get out of your comfort zone. The second one is clean up your environment. Get rid of people who are bad influences. Get rid of the TV. Get rid of the negativity of your life and step up to a new environment when you get motivated, when you start eating healthy, when other people are doing the things they're striving and they're helping them strive in their lives, so you can learn that and also start doing that so your life changes. Next, make better decisions. Remember, the big decisions are not the ones that change the course of your life. The small decisions are the ones that change the course of your life. Those small decisions repeatedly, they do compound by the end. Next, commit. Remember, you need to commit. No, there is no successful person who has achieved anything without committing. If you really want to transform your body, you need to commit. So there you have the 4 straightforward tips for you to transform your body and lose weight. Share this talk with everybody. Thank you for continuing with us, and like always, stay close to God, stay mentally and physically healthy, and we're gonna tune in the next episode.